On tonight's Wildcast, we bring you the most current updates on the Compact for Higher Education, as well as the No King's Day protests.
And stay with us because later we'll take a look into some recent campus events. From a staged reading to dogs dressed in denim, Wildcast starts right now.
Good evening and welcome back to Wildcast. I'm Rachel Kietzman.
And I am Joey Bernal Alonso.
Joey, how are you feeling tonight? We're just getting through with midterm season. How's it all been going for you?
It's been going good, just very stressful. I believe it's been like that for a lot of students, but getting through it and just happy to be in the studio. How about you?
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. I'm finally getting through the worst of it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to be here tonight.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Starting off, our top stories tonight all relate to how the community of Tucson is coming together in numerous ways. The first in regards to the Compact with the newest updates. The University of Arizona has formally declined to agree to the Compact of Academic Excellence in Higher Education. Instead of agreeing to the terms presented by the U.S. Department of Education, the university opted to submit a Statement of Principles. The university engaged in a robust consultation process with stakeholders. This included the Arizona Board of Regents, faculty, students, and government leaders, all of who influenced the response. The U of A emphasized that core principles like academic freedom, merit-based research funding, and institutional independence are foundational and must be preserved. The university's actions is a part of a national conversation in the future relationship between universities and the federal government.
This next story continues to another event where students and locals are showing their political stances. Multiple No King's Day protests took place throughout the Tucson metro area this past weekend. These protests are part of a nationwide movement against the current administration. This is the second time these protests have taken place, with thousands of Tucsonans showing up both times to share their voices. Downtown, the protests turned away from just national politics to local politics as well. Crowds, including Tucson Mayor Regina Romero, gathered around Congresswoman-elected Adelita Grijalva, demanding she be sworn into Congress.
The Tucson community showed up not just this weekend in the protests, but also in the celebration of Tucson Meet Yourself Festival. For the past 50 years, Tucson Meet Yourself has been combining good food, culture, and art into what is now a weekend-long celebration. The festival had nearly 50 vendors this year, giving local businesses, both big and small, the chance to reach the community. Through implementing a new festival passport, customers could try a variety of dishes, allowing the festival's reach to be greater than ever before. Featuring Tucson's many global influences, this weekend brought together a vast variety of cultures that students, locals, and tourists could participate in.
After a short break, we're going to transition from how Tucsonans are showing up in the community to feature a few events that have been happening on the U of A campus.
From a sitcom stage reading to dogs in denim, our reporters took a look, and we'll dive right into that when we return. Our next stories give a glimpse into what events have occurred recently around the U of A campus.
From inside the classroom to an event that reached across the country, this story takes a look at one of the class's Finds project. The University of Arizona recently held a live table reading of a sitcom written entirely by U of A students. The event brought many laughs to attendees in person, those streaming it across the country, and even UATV3 reporter Trevor Shaughnessy, who has more.
I'm standing in front of the Drama Building here on the University of Arizona campus, where on October 16th at 7:30 p.m., members of the university's film program hosted a live table reading of the sitcom they created. The nearly 1 hour long table read was the grand finale of the sitcom boot camp course offered at the university. The course provides students the opportunity to spend half a semester working together to write a full first episode of a television sitcom.
I've taken a lot of credits this semester, and this is certainly given me a lot of work, but it's a lot of really fulfilling and fun and engaging work.
Despite this being many students' first time writing a sitcom comedy, many of the students expressed their appreciation for how the course challenged them as screenwriters.
I think the biggest lesson was the fact that some things that you think are good aren't always good for the specific project. So you have to learn how to work with other people and use your ideas, but also incorporate other people's ideas and know what works and what doesn't.
The event kicked off at 7:30, where the course instructor, Brian Levant, gave a short speech on the writing process the class undertook, followed by an introduction to each of the writers. After this, the main actors took to the table and began to read off the script, bringing life and energy to each of their respected roles. The sitcom followed a mockumentary-style cover of a larger-than-life group of University of Arizona film students and the trials and tribulations they experience having to work together on their final projects. Following the show, Professor Levant had this to say about the course as a whole.
I'm just thrilled to see the progress they made as writers during this period. I think in these 40 hours, I think they learned how to create memorable characters, how to write witty dialogue, how to structure scenes and story, and get laughs. And tonight was a wonderful example of how that all works together and culminates in a show that we can all be proud of.
From UATV3, I've been Trevor Shaughnessy.
Moving from the Harold Dixon Theater to the Andrew Weil Center of Integrated Medicine, the sand mandala was created to spread messages of peace. Losang Samton, a former attendant of the Dalai Lama, was invited to Tucson by the Arizona Friends of Tibet. The organization arranged for the creation of the sand mandala in the Andrew Weil Center of Integrated Medicine. It was here that attendees could stop by to view the art in its making as well as its destruction. The week-long celebration ended Saturday afternoon when Samton, as well as dozens of attendees, swept away the entire thing. The demonstration and artwork were created to symbolize peace during tough times.
While this event continued to spread positive messages to students, it also spread positive messages to some of our favorite furry friends. The Dogs and Denim fashion show was put on by U of A fashion students last Thursday. Its goal was to raise awareness about service animals and dogs with disabilities, giving them the opportunity to walk the runway in sustainably sourced denim clothes. UATV3 reporter Brooke Thrower got to attend the event, and let's take a look.
The John and Doris Norton School of Human Ecology recently hosted a Dogs and Denim fashion show to showcase many of their students' pieces, as well as shine light on the many disabled and service dogs of the Tucson community.
Yeah, so I'm an academic advisor in the Norton School of Human Ecology. I actually bring Rogue to work regularly. She functions as an emotional support animal. Not just for myself, but it just so happens she also helps the students as well, especially during those more difficult advising sessions. And just kind of recognizing that she's here for not just me, but for the students. It was a great opportunity to just kind of showcase her and our students' talents in the fashion major.
Through people who had participated previously, we also reached out to the DRC and then different rescues and service centers in Tucson.
And what's the DRC?
The event highlighted numerous local businesses and student work in human ecology, like clothing, jewelry, beauty, and wellness products. However, the star of the show was all the amazing animals that came to strut their stuff. The show included former show dogs, paralyzed and disabled dogs, therapy dogs, and even some amazing guide dogs.
Hi, my name is Brooke Thrower. I am here with UATV3, and I am here at McClellan Park for the Dogs and Denim event.
Joey, that story was just so amazing. I'm kind of sad I didn't get to go.
I know, I honestly had a blast. It was amazing seeing all the animals, and there were some cats there too.
Oh.
But hopefully you get to go next year.
Yes, I hope they have it again. This week, Tucson has been full of events for students, locals, and even dogs.
But it doesn't end there. When we come back, Alex Kastner will continue to break down the events of Arizona athletics. So stay with us.
I'm Kate Condon, and you're watching UATV3.
This is Madeline Heinrich, and you're watching UATV3.
I'm Jaden Zelm.
I'm Dimitra Alarcon.
I'm Carly Siegel.
I'm Delaney Penn.
I'm Gabby Rosenberg.
I'm Rachel. My name's Simone.
I'm Isabella Will.
I'm Avery Klein.
I'm Joey Bernal Alonso.
And I'm Pablo Rojas.
And you're watching
Welcome back, everybody. My name is Alex Kastner. It's time to take a look at all the highs and lows from the sports played this last week on this episode of Wildcast. Arizona men's basketball got their chance to show what they can do against real competition. The boys will end up taking on the reigning West Coast Conference regular season champions, the St. Mary's Gales, on the hardwood. UATV3 reporter Jacob Aries has more on this thrilling matchup.
The Wildcats entered the exhibition matchup as the number 13th ranked team in the country. Their opponents were the best West Coast Conference team from last season, the St. Mary's Gales. Both of the teams were looking to make some serious noise in their respective conferences. Fans couldn't get enough to see more Wildcat wildness since their red and blue showcase earlier this month. The game tipped off right after 2. This was the first game action 7'2" center Multiellas Krivas saw since December of 2024 due to injury.
Wildcat fans will remember that it was here in McHale Center, right here on this court, where Caleb Love shot a shot to send the game into overtime against a ranked Iowa State team. With the season ahead, be prepared for more McHale magic.
The Wildcats showed dominance over their opponents. They were shooting with a 59% efficiency in the first half. The scoring was started by freshman Braden Burries with a jumper in the paint, followed by senior Jaden Bradley shooting for 2 at the line. As the longest serving member of this team, his role as an offensive threat and leader to this new team will be even more significant.
Well, yeah, you're right. He's a veteran and he's a good player. And you know, Jaden's played with good players his whole life. So, he's gotten really comfortable kind of, blending in and allowing maybe certain guys to be more aggressive on offense if that's what worked best for the team.
St. Mary's kept the game not a walk in the park. They impressed the crowd of 13,000 in McHale Center with composure and masterful drives to the rim. Their bench bested U of A with 22 points compared to 14.
Obviously, massive amount of respect for St. Mary's and what they do and how they play. Just so steady. It's been cool competing against them for so many years.
The score was 37-30 heading into the second half. Jaden Bradley led the team and game with 23 points. He shot 7 for 11 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3, and 7 of 8 from the 3-throw line. He says no matter how the team needs him, he will play that role.
I'm not really just, taking what the defense is giving me. They're probably going to go under the ball screens, try to keep me out the paint. So, my teammates believe in me and, just trust in my work I've been putting in.
The Wildcats prevailed, winning 81-68. Overall, a great first outing.
Oh my, and then some. I mean, you kind of got to get back into the coaching mode of games and the emotions that come with it. And we shot 53% and turned the ball over 7 times. That's a winning formula.
The Wildcats next take on Embry-Riddle on October 27th before they head to Las Vegas to face the reigning NCAA champions, the Florida Gators, in early November. For UATV3, I'm Jacob Aries.
U of A football looked to bounce back after a rough double overtime thriller against the BYU Cougars as they take on another Cougar as they travel to the University of Houston. After a thrilling back-and-forth matchup similar to the BYU game, the Cats would fall short once again, losing by 3 points, 31-28. Even with the loss, the team performed well, with Fafita throwing for 269 yards and 2 touchdowns on 92% completion rate. But sadly, this wasn't enough, as Houston would also play an almost perfect game, beating out the Wildcats. The Cats have a bye week to recoup from their losses as they continue their road tour, heading up to Boulder, also known as the People's Republic. Yes, that's really what they call it there, to take on the Colorado Buffaloes. Back to U of A victories, though. The ladies on the volleyball team would ride the high of their recent upset over the 16th-ranked Baylor Bears, sweeping them 3-0, and would come into Orlando feeling some of the Disney magic for their matchup against the USF Golden Knights. The Cats would go to 4 sets to take the 3-1 victory over the Golden Knights. This win was led by sophomore Avery Scoggins with 41 assists and by senior Jordan Wilson with 22 kills. The ladies would also end up in the Space City as their second pit stop on this road trip, where they would play the Houston Cougars, looking to blast off into a 3-game win streak. Luckily for the Cats, they would soar to the moon, winning 3-1, keeping their win streak alive. This win would also be led by senior Jordan Wilson, as she would lead the match in the kills with 19. The Cats will take their last pit stop on this road trip up in Ames, Iowa, as they will fight against the Cyclones on Thursday. Then will come back home to take on the 7th-ranked Sun Devils in the duel in the desert on this Saturday. That's all I have for your Wildcat sports. Make sure you check out Wednesday's starting lineup, where we go into a deep dive of all your favorite sports on and off campus.
It is now officially time for us to wrap up tonight's Wildcast. Thank you so much for joining us.
Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch everything you may have missed. Once again, I'm Joey Bernal Alonso.
And I'm Rachel Keatsman. Tune in to the starting lineup this Wednesday. You won't want to miss it. But until then, have a wonderful evening, Wildcats.